Hey guys, DeadBot993, and today I wanted to do a review of one of my favorite films of all time. I love this movie since the first time I saw it, which was not that long ago. It was a few months ago or so, and I pretty much just fell in love with it. It is Battle Royale. This is just an amazing movie. This is the new release by Anchor Bay. But I'm going to get into basically what it's about. Basically, the film is set in a futuristic setting, I guess you could say. And basically there was like the population, everyone's getting unemployed and everything, and the students were basically ended up having the power. Like the youth was basically sort of overruling the adults. And they basically boycott school, and now the crime rate of the youth pretty much went out of control and is now uprising. They're pretty much sort of taking over everything. So basically, what the adults decide to do is that they decide to take them to an island in the middle of the ocean, to take them out into middle of the jungle so that they can kill each other, basically. They do it to where they basically plan this field trip somewhere. The kids don't know where they're going. It's just a class trip, and basically they're all on there, and they all end up passing out, and they wake up and they're in the middle of this huge room which is on the island, and they have these steel necklaces around their necks. I think that's what they are. They're not necklaces, but they're like more like neck braces around their necks. And basically the main teacher, their 7th grade teacher, which I cannot pronounce his name, but he basically is there, and he's telling them that basically the government has passed this act called the BA Act, the BR Act, or the Battle Royale Act, basically telling them that they are to go out into the middle of the jungle and kill each other, and basically only one of them can survive. 42 students go out, and only one, and then and they go out, and basically there's different zones that they can't go into. They're called danger zones, and basically if they go into them, then possibility that they will die, or that they will die. There's also it's the sort of the Navy that's also there, and basically they can track the students, and they know exactly where they are because the neck braces that they're wearing have trackers in them, and so they know where they are, at all times. And basically, if they go to a danger zone, or if they do something that they can't, that's against the so-called rules. There are no rules other than the fact they have to kill each other, but basically if they do something, the neck braces will explode. And they have 3 days. There's a time limit to the game, and basically they have 3 days to do it, or all the neck braces will explode and everyone dies, and there will be no winner. That's basically the film. There's things that there's other things I want to go ahead and mention. This film was very controversial because it's basically all the students in there are under 18. They're like 14 and 15-year-olds going out and killing each other. Is basically what the movie is. Because they're all in middle school. And one thing that I really, really liked about this film is that it's not a straight-ahead horror film. There's gore in it, but it's not a full horror film. It's more like an action movie, really. And it's basically just about how the youth can be corrupted by adults, and of how that, like, the government has the power to control everything. That's what the film is basically trying to say. That's what the director, I think that this is what I'm getting from the film. I believe that's what he's trying to say. The director of the film is I can't pronounce it. Kinju Fukasaku. I don't know. I know I butchered that. I only know English. But this film, it's a very powerful movie. It has a very powerful message underneath, and it's that, you know, it's basically just the sort of adult figure sort of taking the youth and saying, you know, I'm the adult, do what I say, and that basically film is the message of. I believe this is what I got from the film. You know, if you think differently, then that's cool too. But this is what I got from the movie. There's some cool comedy elements too. Like when they're in that room, they actually show them a video, and it's of this Chinese girl, and she's pretty much telling them, you know, you're gonna get a bag, you know, and there's gonna be weapons in it, or there's gonna be something else. And everyone gets a bag, and she talks like, you know, okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Here's what you got your bag in, you know. And she pulls out an axe out of one of them. She's like, oh, someone got lucky with this one. And it's comedic and it's kind of dumb, but it's funny of how much joy that the people that are doing this to the kids are doing it for. They're just, you know, they just really enjoy it. Really enjoy watching these kids go out and kill each other. Yeah. But, you know, this is a Japanese film, by the way, for those of you who don't know about it, and there's no, it's all in Japanese, but there are English subtitles at the bottom. If you're not a fan of movies about that, don't let that discourage you. Please, watch this movie, even if you don't like, you know, if you don't like old Godzilla movies where you have to sit there and watch the movie in Japanese and only read the subtitles, and you're like, I don't like watching this. Just give this movie a chance. I promise there will be something you'll like about it. You know, there are scenes in it that have made me laugh. There are scenes that, you know, grossed me out first time I saw it. It's a very, very good film. But like I said, this is the original release by Anchor Bay, because Anchor Bay re-released the film back when The Hunger Games came out, and, you know, I'm not going to get into what the connections between Battle Royale and The Hunger Games. There are so many different videos that talk about that. I'm just going to talk about Battle Royale and my thoughts on it. But, you know, on the back, it even says right up here, if you love The Hunger Games, Battle Royale set the stage. One of the best and most violent genre films ever. Maybe it's also a hell of a lot of fun. Battle Royale is not just a fantastic film, but an important work, precise in the most dangerous period facing cinema in the last 4 years. A modern masterpiece. It really is. This movie is just a masterpiece of a movie. You know, also there's a selling point. My favorite movie, right here, it says my favorite movie of the last 20 years. I wish I had made this movie by Quentin Tarantino. And you can tell that that's a... Like I said, you can really tell that that's just a selling point. This movie doesn't really need that many selling points, because the movie's so good that this is one of those movies that, you know, this movie deserves praise and everything, but I mean, it deserves as much praise as it gets, because it is a great movie. This is the regular one-disc edition, and I also have the complete collection edition of it that I just got for my birthday, Battle Royale, and there's that. There's all that. I'm going to do a review of this entire set tomorrow. I just want to talk about the actual movie right now. Like I said, this film is very well done, and it really, while the film is going on and while the kids are going around killing each other, it also, while they're doing it, it always has scenes of them playing basketball, and it keeps going back to that scene. And basically, I think that what the idea of that is that even though all these kids are out killing each other and, you know, basically causing each other misery, they're all just young kids, you know, and they're all innocent, and they're being forced to do something that is, you know, basically horrible, is killing each other, you know. And there's some really cool characters. I like the main character of the movie. I can't pronounce his name because I'm American. I can't pronounce Chinese. You know, there's that. One character I really like was, there's 2 foreign exchange students, and one of them has again, his name, I know it has kill in it. I know his name has the word kill in it, or Kai something like that. But he's got like kind of big reddish hair. His character is great in this movie because he pretty much shows no emotion except for, you know, he just wants to watch everyone die. And he's just like walking around, and every time somebody shoots him or something, he'll get back up with a huge smile on his face, and he'll end up, you know, attacking back. And another thing is that while they're also fighting each other, they start using stuff from their school and against each other, you know. Like, one girl's apparently a whore, so of course they use that against her, and that makes her mad. And there's one scene, one thing that I love is that after they kill each other, there's always something that pops up on the screen. Well, first there's something that pops up on the screen where it tells you how many people have died. It says like, basically each kid in the movie, they have a number, and basically when they die, it says, you know, boy number 1, and it has his name, and girl number 7 has her name, and they say dead, and then it'll have how many people died, like 28 to go, 40 to go. And that was kind of humorous, but it's also, you know, crazy. This movie is a great movie from start to finish. I cannot recommend this movie enough. You know, I could just go on and on about this movie. I wish I could, but, you know, I think that this movie speaks for itself. Just go check the movie out. I know my reviews aren't that great, but please just go check this movie out. I highly, highly recommend it. It is an amazing movie. It really, like I said, really shows the innocence, you know, and it really shows, you know, what teenagers like me go through at the same time as them all killing each other. Because at some points, you know, there's one point where a girl dies and she falls down, and then it has each character in the movie has a requiem, and basically that sort of describes just them in just a few short sentences. And one of them is, you know, after the girl dies, she's like, I wish I wasn't a loser anymore. I don't want to be a loser anymore, and that's kind of it. You know, each character has their own dream sequence, and it's basically, you know, it's a very, very powerful movie. I don't just recommend this to horror fans. I also recommend this to any movie, to any person that likes movies. Just go buy Battle Royale. It is an amazing movie. I highly recommend it. This is probably one of my top 5 most highly recommended movies. Like, just check it out if you haven't seen it. I can talk on and on about how much I love this movie. You know. Oh, and one last thing I like about it is at the very end of the movie, it has this really cool, like, kind of pop-ish song at the end from this band called Dragon Ash, which I kind of want to get into. But, yeah, the song sounds very positive, which is kind of funny. But, anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop this because I've drawn on and on about this movie. But please, if you have not seen it, I highly recommend Battle Royale. Great movie. Highly recommend you check it out. And I will, you know. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Damn it.